Hi, I'm Abdullah again from Lingo School of Languages, and you have seen me in my previous video. And you know that in our previous video we have discussed some phrasal verbs related to listen. So there were many phrasal verbs that we were discussing in our previous video. First of all, I'll explain all these phrasal verbs to you in English. So पहले मैं आपको इंग्लिश में बताऊंगा कि इन फ्रेजल वर्ब्स का क्या मतलब है, and then I'll explain all of them to you in Urdu. फिर मैं आपको उर्दू में बताऊंगा कि इसको हम किस तरह यूज कर सकते हैं अपनी conversation में. Today in this video as well, I'm going to teach you, I'm going to tell you about some new phrasal verbs. So what are those phrasal verbs? Are you ready to know that? Are you ready to know those phrasal verbs? Are you eager for that? Okay, let me tell you that those phrasal verbs are of get. So what does get mean? You know, normally we use get in our daily life a lot. And people in Pakistan, they use get while speaking with each other, and they use get in a sense of like that. Like when someone wants someone to stand up, so they say get up, or they also say if someone wants you to wake up, so he can also say you to get up early in the morning. But there are some other uses as well of phrasal verbs related to get. So what are those? Today in this video, we're going to discuss about those phrasal verbs which are related to get and which we don't know and which we don't use in our daily conversation. So we only use, people in Pakistan use only such words like get up and get up early and like that. But I can tell you that use of these phrasal verbs is not that much appropriate than native speakers use them in their conversations. So our first phrasal verb is get in. What does it mean by get in? Get in has two meanings. First meaning of get in is like when you travel in train. So I hope that you all have traveled in train. At any part of your life you must have been traveling in a bus or a car or an airplane. So when a vehicle like train or a car or a bus, it enters into a platform, it enters into a station. So sometimes you know that the train or the bus, it gets late. So at that time we use this phrasal verb get in to describe that arrival of train or bus late in platform. So we can say that the train gets in late into the platform. Okay, and what's the second meaning of get in? So you know that there are many political parties in Pakistan around us, and they also take part in elections as well. So when they take part in elections, some of them loses election, some of them wins election. So when a party wins an election and get into the assembly, we say that that political party has get into the assembly, into the government with a majority. So in that sense as well, in that manner as well, we use get in our conversation. Now the second phrasal verb I'm gonna tell you related to get, it is get up. You know, this is the phrasal verb which we use mostly in our life. When parents, they want to tell their children to get up early in the morning, they use this. When teachers, they instruct their students to get up early sometime in morning, so they use this phrasal verb when they need to instruct and command their students. So most of the people, especially elder people, they use this to instruct their younger ones, to tell them that getting up early in morning is very useful, it's very helpful for you, it's very necessary for you. Okay, but there is also another meaning of get up. What's that? Get up means that when you sometimes visit seaside or beach, you can see that when the weather is very windy and when the wind is blowing, so you can observe that the sea, it is in a very, you can say that the sea gets up, the waves are getting up, they are getting up higher. So when the waves in sea or in a river or anything like that, they get up higher, so in that manner we can use this phrasal verb to describe that the sea is getting up higher, or the waves in the sea are getting up higher. So you know, we use this phrasal verb to describe such thing like that. Or you can also say that the weather is getting up higher or getting up hotter, or you can say the weather is getting up colder, to describe the differences of temperature in daily life related to summer season and winter season. Okay, now we have done as two phrasal verbs. Congratulations, you know, now you're able to use these phrasal verbs in your conversation perfectly and confidently. Now our last and third phrasal verb is get down. You know, what's the meaning of get down? Get down means when you feel sad and when a person wants to make you feel embarrassed, demoralized. So sometimes you don't feel good after listening any bad comments from your friends, from your family, from your parents. So at that time, we use this phrasal verb that the person is, or your family is, or your parents are, or your friends are getting down you. It means that they're demoralizing you, they're demotivating you. So you can use this phrasal verb to express your own feelings as well, your own mood as well. Okay. The second meaning of this phrasal verb, get down, is that's something to write down. Yani when you're required to write something down on your paper, when you're required to take notes in your register, when you're required to take something from the board, when your teacher is giving you some lessons, some lecture, so he or she can ask you to get down your notes, to get your notes down in your notebook, in your copy. Okay, now this whole explanation was in English. ये सारी बातें तो हो गई इंग्लिश में ना. अब मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि ये आप कैसे उर्दू में यूज़ कर सकते हैं अपनी कॉन्वर्सेशन में. आपको मैंने बताया गेट इन के बारे में, गेट अप के बारे में और गेट डाउन के बारे में. गेट इन क्या होता है? मैंने आपको बताया कि गेट इन जब कोई गाड़ी, कोई ट्रेन, कोई बस जब प्लेटफॉर्म पे या कोई एयरपोर्ट पे प्लेन लेट आता है तो हम उसके लिए गेट इन यूज़ करते हैं. इसी तरह हम गेट इन यूज़ करते हैं जब हमें ये बताना होता है कि हम ये कोई पॉलिटिकल पार्टी जो हमारे आसपास है. आपको पता है हमारे आसपास बहुत सी पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज़ हैं एंड दे टेक पार्ट इन इलेक्शंस. वो इलेक्शंस भी लड़ती हैं. तो जब कोई पॉलिटिकल पार्टी मेजॉरिटी के साथ असेंबली में पहुंच जाती है तो हम उसके लिए गेट इन यूज़ करते हैं. इसी तरह गेट अप आपको पता है पहली चीज़ गेट अप. जब हम किसी को बोलते हैं कि तुम सुबह जल्दी उठना चाहिए, तुम्हें सुबह जल्दी उठना तुम्हारे लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है, तो हम गेट अप यूज़ करते हैं. और गेट अप का ये भी मतलब है कि जब हम किसी समुद्र के साहिल पे जाते हैं या हम किसी दरिया के साहिल पे जाते हैं तो हम देखते हैं कि कभी कभी बहुत तेज़ वेव्स होती हैं, वहाँ पे बहुत तेज़ लहरें होती हैं. तो उन लहरों को डिस्क्राइब करने के लिए हम गेट अप यूज़ करते हैं. इसी तरह गेट डाउन के बारे में मैंने आपको बताया कि गेट डाउन किस लिए यूज़ करते हैं. गेट डाउन जब आप बिल्कुल आपको अच्छा फील नहीं हो रहा हो और कोई आपके साथ बुरा कर रहा हो और कोई आपको डीमोटिवेट कर रहा हो, कोई आपको ये कह रहा हो कि आपने काम अच्छा नहीं किया, आप अच्छी तरह से परफॉर्मेंस नहीं देते, तो वो आपको बेसिकली गेट डाउन कर रहा है. इसी तरह जब आपके टीचर्स, आपके बड़े आपको कुछ लिखने के लिए बोलते हैं तो वह आपको लिखने के लिए जब इंस्ट्रक्शन देते हैं तो वो आपको गेट डाउन बोल के इंस्ट्रक्शन देते हैं कि ये आपको लिखना है अपनी नोटबुक में, अपनी कॉपी में. Okay, so this was all about these phrasal verbs related to get. If you have liked my today's video and you want more videos of me on YouTube and you want to see them and you want to learn English from them, so you can like, subscribe this channel of Lingo School of Languages, and you can also find me in any of the branches of Lingo School of Languages in Karachi. So see you soon in next video.